Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, the Friday afternoon Zoom edition, and it's painful out there. Bitcoin has dropped 15% or so. Ethereum a little bit more. The altcoins have been rocked. So I had a hard time finding charts that were showed any profit on long positions in the last couple of days. So that's something we haven't really encountered lately. And so we are going to change some of our strategies accordingly. And really, to be candid, this weekend, the next couple of days could just be a no trade zone. But let's go to the chart. We'll start there. The Bitcoin chart. Okay, should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
So I've got this range I've had for a couple of weeks now, where the bottom is 18.8 and the top is 24.4. I started this range. It starts in mid-June. We're in mid-August now, so this has been running for 2 months. Here's what concerns me. We're only about halfway down in this range right now. Yeah, this range, as you can see from the top, here is 29, about 29, 30%, and we're down, less than half of that. So it wouldn't surprise me if next week we dipped below 20 and maybe even down into the 19s or the 18s. So I was thinking 21K wasn't going to hold. We did get a little bounce. Let's go to a shorter time frame. Let's look at the hour. Yeah, we're printing a green candle here on the hour. So who knows if that's going to hold tonight and into the weekend. I would like to see a bounce back, print a green candle for tomorrow and Sunday, and maybe we could, this 21 area could be the new floor. We've touched it a couple times in July, and it has bounced back from there. So having a floor in the 20s would be good, because we would have this situation here where we've got mostly, not all, but mostly higher lows. This low here, this low is higher than this one's slightly higher than this one's higher, but this one dipped. This candle isn't done yet, but it will be in a couple hours, so it's unlikely to go and be a lower low, but that may break the string. We'll see. And there's been some, I forgot to check the news. Yeah, well, the stock market didn't do that well towards the end of the week, which was okay for me in the short term because I was shorting the Dow Jones index. But in fact, unfortunately, it does affect Bitcoin and the rest of the market. I've complained many times on this program how I really like to see Bitcoin separate itself from the rest of the financial instruments, but as long as it's seen as an at-risk asset, that's not going to happen. So we've got Bitcoin with the potential to drop another half of what it has already. Ethereum is in danger of dropping even more. You've got nearly 100% rise. Got the low here at $1,000, since mid-June, and 1980. We didn't have a close. We touched 2,000 a couple times, so we didn't have a close above that. So I'm still showing 1980 as the high. But since then, we're down 17% this week. Brutal. And my concern, I talked before about my strategy is with my bag of Ethereum, I was going to sell half of it early next month, before the alleged merge, Ethereum 2.0 into proof of stake. And that announcement, would be reasonable to conclude that's been part of the reason Ethereum's had such a nice run up in the last month or so. But if people are unloading already, it might be too late for me. Might just have to hold it through this dip, and we'll see. But again, we're in danger of, from this zone, we're only down 15%. You know, if we dropped all the way down to the bottom, dipped under 1,000, that'd be close to 50% drop. So a lot of danger out there. It's hard to tell when we're in the middle like this, especially on Bitcoin. You know, where's it going to go? It's really hard to tell. Do we have the support here, 21K? Might want to wait through tonight and early tomorrow and make sure we get a good bounce on probably at least the 4-hour candle before you consider going in on a long. And that's a real dilemma for me today because, you know, what do I show you guys as potential trades? It's kind of difficult. We'll talk about that in a minute. Any comments about Bitcoin, Ethereum, or the market overall? I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Come on, Linnell, what do you think?
I wish it would just make up its mind and go one way or the other.
Make up your
Quit
damn mind,
messing
market.
I prefer to go straight up.
Straight up, yeah. Yeah,
Never-
I'm just happy as long as we don't have these extreme movements.
Yeah, I feel like well, never mind. Okay, define extreme movement, Craig.
Well, where it puts my trades in risk.
Yeah. Yeah, when Bitcoin and Ethereum drop, you know, close to double digits in a single day, that really messes things up. You know, a 1 or 2% drop we can handle, but these big these big fat chubby red candles, don't like them. All right. Well, let's go to Altcoin Alert and see what we can do about this. Okay, my first sort I do is with the AA score, and we've got the summary right here, which is a new feature. About a week or two ago, they added that. So we got 5 bullish, 243 neutral, and 5 very bearish. So Altcoin Alert doesn't have many opinions right now either. So, and there's nothing here in the range I like to look. I've said many times I like 80 or above on the AA score, and we haven't seen anything in the 80s probably in about 3 weeks. So then I go to my secondary sort, which is the long-term sentiment, and you can hover over this question mark to get a definition of this, but essentially it's the, you know, what people are talking about on Twitter. So I like to match these up with the Elder Impulse Daily, which is a technical indicator. So when the technicals and the sentiment are pointing the same way, that's worthy of additional investigation, I think. But when I was prepping for this, I didn't really see any matches between long-term sentiment and the Elder Impulse with coins I like to trade. None. So my third choice is the short-term sentiment. Sort by this. So again, you can hover over the question mark to get a definition of this. This is comparing the sentiment from the last 24 hours to the last hour. So this is very short term. So I'm going to match up short-term sentiment with Elder Impulse and see if there's anything worth checking out. I had the charts for 1 inch and cake up on my board, but 1 inch just fell out of the Elder Impulse bearish or bullish. Now it's neutral. Half an hour ago it was bullish. Okay, this is interesting. Short-term sentiment bullish and Elder Impulse bullish on SHIB. I like to short this one. I don't like to go long on it. Unfair. Nano. Guess we could look at Nano. So short-term sentiment, and it just, okay. So we have short-term sentiment and Elder Impulse are bullish. Let's check it out. So instead of 1 inch, we will look at Nano, which I don't think is on my list. No. not really on an exchange I would trade. Kraken maybe. Well, we'll look at this for illustration, if nothing else. So this is a day chart on Nano on Kraken. And like most of them from the fall of the spring, they had big moves and then gave up most of those profits. I like to get the big picture to see if there's retracement potential. It's just a good habit to get into, especially during a bull market, but we haven't been in a bull market in probably 7 or 8 months. So not sure if looking at the day chart anymore is very useful. Let's go to the hour. And just a steady drop in the last few days. But there has been, I heard some news about Nano yesterday during the CryptNation call, but I can't recall what it was. I think they have a partnership of some kind, which may have helped them yesterday, but not so much today. The 5-minute volume's really bad. When you see horizontal lines like this, that's not good volume. So, but for the sake of illustration, actually, yeah, we're not in a 1, 2, 3 dip. You know, this kind of dip sequence would be good if it was coming back up, but it just keeps dipping. That's why it's so dangerous to trade right now. 15-minute. What I would usually do is put an alert, re-engage divergence. Quick review, divergence is a disagreement between the indicators and the price action. Bearish divergence occurs when the price action goes up, but the that's an alert left over from this morning. When the price action goes up, but the indicators are pointing down. And the bearish ones are doing really well. The bullish ones are not. So this one did okay. Most of the ones I've looked at today and you know, about half an hour ago were doing poorly. Yeah, you can see this one here off this divergence on the MFI did poorly. All these have just gone down. So then I like to look at my indicators, the MFI, money flow index, RSI, relative strength index, to have a dip into the oversold area and then a recovery. Again, most of these have done poorly. They dip, they come back up, but only for a little while, not even usually a percent or two, then they drop again. Of course, this one would have caught that wave, but most of the coins I've looked at just went sideways or down off pretty much any indicator I was looking at and any divergence I was looking at. So what do you do? As I suggested earlier, I'm probably not going to trade this weekend, but if you have a burning desire to trade, well, I did, you know, just for fun, I put out I haven't done this in a while, my sacrificial Ethereum short. So probably 2/3 of the time when I do that, when I throw out a short with no analysis whatsoever, the market usually rebounds. So we'll see if that holds up. But probably the last 3 or 4 times I've done that, I've actually made a profit on it, and that's not good. So it's the only time I don't want to make a profit. Anyway, so back to Nano. What do we do with this? So on the 15-minute chart, there's a couple things we can do. We can go to a longer time frame to put our alerts, you know, the 30-minute chart. But even then here, this divergence did okay, but none of the others did. Maybe even the hour. What I want to show you guys is a circumstance where the MFI or the RSI, a coin went down into the oversold area and came back up, but it just hasn't happened because we've been down the whole week. So I don't really have any examples to show you with this time frame. And with that in mind, I thought, well, maybe we should do some more trend trading. Most of what I talk about is how I like to trade, which is a dip and then a retrace, recovery, so I can get that good entry point. A lot of people don't trade that. They want to trade strength. They want to do trend of trading. So this is my trend trading layout where it focuses on the chandelier exit. I'm on the 1 inch chart right now. Let's go ahead and stay on this. This was bullish on Altcoin Alert about half an hour ago. And chandelier exit is a pretty good, but not great. I've never found a great trend indicator, but yeah, type it there. Everget, a lot of people have downloaded it over 5,800. So, and then I added a couple other. Here's the MFI and the RSI again, and then I've got a couple other indicators: squeeze momentum and this trend strength. But again, it's hard to trade off just these, so I tend to use these as confirmation for what I see on the chandelier exit. But again, there's no profitable trades I can show you here on the long side. Buy and it goes down, buy, goes up a little bit and then down. It's on the 15-minute chart. Only 2 buy signals showed up, last couple of days. And go on the 30-minute. It's the same problem. There's only 1 buy signal and it's not positive very long. Maybe get 1.3% on that one. It goes off at 9 p.m. Not bad, but the sells are doing well. On the 1 hour, that buy did nothing. This one did a little bit. About 3% on that one, not bad, 2 to 3%. Then you have to go all the way back to, the 10th to have a decent buy candle. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn off my alerts, guys. How rude of me. So these are some of the things you can do if you want to use a trend-based indicator like the chandelier exit. There are others. If you want to test a few, if you just type in trend, there's a whole bunch: half trend, super trend, alpha trend, here a trend, there a trend, everywhere a trend. But I have used the chandelier for about a year now, so I'll leave that one on. Turn some of these off. And we shouldn't be interrupted. Okay. Frank is in the chats telling us that on the daily chart on Bitcoin, it's very long wick, touched the 200 moving average and the volume point of control and bounced off. So what that means is that could be a sign of strength, that it's bottoming out and it's starting to recover. So we'll hope that holds up. I know I've been kind of scattered on this just because I don't have a clear-cut strategy to show you guys. So I hope for those of you who are on for the first time, usually I'm more focused than this, but this trade setup of just trending down the last few days has been difficult to show really any successful spot trading strategies for you. The things that I've talked about before, setting an alert on and this is the one I talk about the most, setting an alert on this bullish divergence. I'll just show you how to do that real quick in case you're new. Positive divergence, once per bar close, and wherever I got the information from, which is usually a long-term sentiment buy. So that's how you do that. On the MFI, if you want to set alert on this for a drop and then a recovery, add an alert on the MFI, crossing up. It's going to be the 20 value, which is the oversold area for the MFI, once per bar close. And then here's the information source. Once you type something for an alert name, TradingView usually remembers it. And on the RSI, add an alert, crossing up. 30 is the oversold area, once per bar close, and your information source. And I kicked out the stochastic RSI and added the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence. It's a lagging indicator, but a lot of traders like to use it for confirmation. I don't usually trade off of it. But sometimes in a 1, 2, 3 dip situation, if the MACD crosses and the third dip hasn't happened yet, I might get in early. But we don't have anything like that to show you as an example at the moment. So okay, I've just sort of been rambling for a while. Any questions about what I've talked about on Nano? Or 1 inch with the chandelier exit trend strategy? Okay. Let's say you have some experience as a spot trader and you're doing some leverage trading now. Maybe there's something you want to short. You know, I jokingly discussed my Ethereum short. Well, that was something with no analysis, but even though I can't show you any positive setups for long positions, there's lots of positive ones for short ones. So, you know, the chandelier exit's done a really nice job pointing out potential short areas to get in here. The sell was really good. You know, this one, you know, had you stayed in this one, you know, to the buy area, you would have had a, you know, a 9.8% profit in a day, which, you know, even on lower leverage, you know, 2x or 3x or 5x even, it's a really good day trade. And this one printed here, that was 1:30 p.m. today. You know, that one's was in profit, you know, 3%, and it has been coming back. So, you know, I like to use some of these trend traders for finding shorts. I also use them on smaller time frames with some different settings for scalping. So that's how I like to use these. And then we can also use, you know, we can use bearish divergence for shorting, and then we can also use the opposite situation that I described on the MFI. We go up to 80, set your alert here, crossing down on 80 once per bar close, and then your info source there. So that would be one way to use the MFI, and you can do the same thing on the RSI. Add the alert, crossing down 70. It's considered the overbought area once per bar close, and then you're good to go there. So any questions on a possible short on these coins that we just discussed? You know, I went a little out of order because I often use Altcoin Alert to find a short. So instead of a good trading AA score, I'm looking for a bad AA score. This is one of the first ways I do it. So getting some of this red coming up, but I don't know if any of these are tradable on exchanges that use leverage. Mina might be, but that one's been at 33.3 for weeks. I've been meaning to ask support about this because this one hasn't budged. And on the long side, this XCM Coin Metro hasn't budged either. It's been 74.2 for several weeks. So usually that happens when there's some kind of conversion to a new coin or a new structure or something for the token. And that the old one kind of hangs around for a while on this chart until somebody proactively kicks it out. So I don't know if Coin Metro or Mina have new tokens or not. I've seen it before. Okay. So I didn't really find something to short that way. So I can also do the opposite of what I was doing for you. You see, there's lots of good stuff here. There's a very bearish on Litecoin on the long-term sentiment and bearish on the Elder Impulse. So this would be a good one to look at for a short. I think I'll do this and then probably wrap this up. So on the hour chart, it's gonna look like everything else. Let's get rid of divergence for a minute. Pretty hard drop. But is it gonna keep dropping? If Bitcoin is hit. Let's go to the hour on Bitcoin. So we're kind of in a 1, 2, 3 dip on the hour chart. 1, 2, are we gonna have a third dip? 1, 2, not sure. So I probably want several confirmations on any shorts I would do, and I'd go in small, probably smaller leverage, because we could be at the bottom now. You don't want to short at support and then have it bounce up and go, take off against you. So on Litecoins, put divergence back on. Actually, this one didn't do that well. Well, Litecoin doesn't always move a whole lot. 2%, not bad. Yeah, the divergences didn't do that great. They just went sideways here. This one eventually went down. Yeah, 12 hours, about 5%. So again, if you want to short this on the 15-minute, I might go 30 on this one, just to be safe. And interesting, we have a bullish divergence printing now on the 30-minute chart. So, but they just haven't done well lately. I don't think I'd rely on that. The bearish ones have done better. This one's pretty good from yesterday. Pop that drop. Okay, well, any questions about Altcoin Alert or these strategies? I know they've been kind of scattered. We went over both the dip and the retrace strategy and the chandelier exit trend strategy. I usually try to do those separately, but in this market, since we're stuck in the middle of the zones, could go either way this weekend. Thought you should know both, and try to choose which one you think is most likely to be profitable in the next couple of days. Again, I think it's a no trade zone, but some of you are bolder than I. All right, well, that's the case. I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. If you are watching this on a recording, I appreciate that. Please check out the opportunities in the comments below. They help support the channel. And if you are a Carbon member, I'll be stopping the recording, taking a short break, and then coming back and we'll talk about Carbon. The rest of you guys, if you don't want to hang out for that, that's fine. We will see you, or have a good weekend. Hopefully we'll see you Monday night.